Okay.
Okay.
We start with a presentation of the instrument, and the instrument the R3900 and the thermostat. So I try to start my the slides. Okay, now you should see my slides. Spectrophotometer ACT DR3900. Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then we will start with a short presentation of the technology of spectrophotometry. Mm. We start saying about how a spectrophotometer works. In a spectrophotometer, there is a source, a lamp, that emits light radiation. Emits white light radiation. Then there is a monochromator that select a specific wavelength. A monochromator divide the different wavelength and select one specific wavelength. The radiation selected with a nominal intensity I0 interacts with the liquid sample, our sample here. And a part of the incident radiation will be absorbed by the sample. Okay, you can imagine, for example, if you see light passing through a colored liquid, part of the light is absorbed by the liquid. Well, the other part will be transmitted, and it will leave an intensity I. And a detector at the end will measure the intensity of the transmitted radiation. So we have a radiation at the beginning, I0, and a radiation after the sample I. The ratio between the intensity of the transmitted radiation I and the incident radiation I0 is called transmittance. So this is the formula of transmittance. I divided by I0. However, the unit used in spectrophotometry is absorbance. In spectrophotometry, we talked about absorbance to define, to measure the quantity of light that is absorbed by a sample. Absorbance is equal to the logarithm of the inverse of transmittance, and this is the formula of absorbance. The, the absorbance is used in the Lambert-Beer law, and this is the law based on the spectrophotometry technology. Absorbance follows the Lambert-Beer law. In fact, the Lambert-Beer law is A equal to E multiplied by B multiplied by C, where E is molar extinction coefficient. It's a specific coefficient that depends on the characteristic of the sample. Every sample, every substance, every compound, every element has its specific molar extinction coefficient. B is the optical path, is the length of the cuvettes, is the path the light pass through the liquid sample, while C is the sample concentration. Therefore, if we keep E and B fixed, so the compound is always the same, and B is the optical path is always the same, the absorbance is linearly proportional to C, as you can see by the graphic. By the increase of the concentration, there is an increase of the absorbance. How a photometric reaction works. When we want to do a photometric reaction, there is a sample that reacts with a specific reagent. The reagent contains a chromophore. is a specific substance that reacts with a specific element compound you want to search for. For example, you want to measure iron inside your sample. You need a reagent that reacts with iron, and this reagent must cause a color development, and this color that develops will be more intense the greater the concentration of the element or compound you want to look for, you are looking for, you want to search. So the greater intensity of the color, the greater is the concentration, usually. The intensity of the color is related to absorbance. You can imagine that a liquid with the more intense color can absorb more light than a pale liquid or transparent liquid. Okay. Is everything okay now? Until now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how the measurement takes place? By measuring the absorbance of the sample, because as we told at the beginning, the spectrophotometer measure the absorbance. By measuring the absorbance of the sample that reacted, you will determine the concentration of the element or compound you want to measure. Okay, for example, you measure your absorbance here by this equation, this linear regression, you find the concentration of your sample. This is how a spectrophotometer works.
So, can you repeat what you said?
Yes.
So, can you
Uh,
go back? No, go
Again.
back. No, again, go to that I and I zero.
Okay. Yeah. No, no, no. Here.
Yes. Yeah. Please repeat. Yeah.
Okay. Um, uh, we can see here the light source, for example, a lamp that produce white light. White light is composed by light of different wavelength. A monochromator choose a specific wavelength. The wavelength has an intensity I0. This wavelength interacts with the sample. Part of this radiation is absorbed by the sample and part is transmitted. A detector measures the part that is transmitted, I. So the transmittance is the ratio between I and I0. In spectrophotometry, we do not usually talk about transmittance. The unit used is absorbance, and absorbance is related to transmittance because it is the logarithm of the inverse of transmittance. A equals to log 1 ratio T. Is it
Okay.
okay?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. So, so here we get the A observance, which
Yeah,
is log of one upon T,
yeah, correct,
and T is I upon I zero.
correct.
Okay. Clear.
Okay,
Okay. Now go back. Go back.
yeah,
This one.
here.
Yes, here.
Okay, absorbance and concentration of a sample are related. You can imagine, for example, you have a different solution with different concentration. For example, different solution with different colors. More intensity of the color means a more concentrated solution.
Okay.
When light passes through a colored sample, part of the light is absorbed. The more intense is the color of the solution, the more is the absorbance. And the more
Okay.
is the absorbance, the more is the concentration. So there is a linear um, function, a linear relation between absorbance and concentration. We can put it in a linear relationship. And this is what we do with the Lambert-Beer law, And what we do in the measure with spectrophotometer, we measure the concentration, we measure, sorry, the absorbance of a sample. The absorbance is related to a concentration. So by measuring the absorbance, we calculate the concentration of a sample. The concentration means, for example, the concentration of iron or the concentration of nitrate, of the concentration of nitrogen ammonia, and so on. It depends on how the sample reacts. Uh, we have to make the sample react with a specific reagent that reacts with the specific compounds we are looking for. For example, there is a specific reagent to measure iron. There is a specific reagent to measure nitrogen ammonia. There is a specific reagent to measure nitrate, and so on. Depending on the reagent we used, there is a different color development, and so there is a different relationship between absorbance and concentration. The relationship between absorbance and concentration is inside the memory in the program of the instrument. So the instrument will measure the absorbance, and by the program, by the data inside the instrument calculate the concentration of nitrate, ammonia, or iron, or so on. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
clear,
yes.
clear, clear. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, this is just what I've just said. Okay, the instrument measure the absorbance, and by this linear function, calculate the concentration of your sample, of, for example, nitrate in your sample. Um, this is how physically work. We work with the cuvette test. This is a in this cuvette test we have pre-dosed reagent. There is a cuvette test. There is a liquid reagent inside the cuvette, or sometimes it is in powder. Or sometimes there are other reagents, because maybe there is not only one reagent of to measure one specific compound. But this is usually where the reaction happens. We have to put the sample inside the cuvette and then makes react with the reagent. The cuvettes are named LCK or TNT. It depends on the part of the world you should have LCK. Okay, what happens in the lab? The operator doses the sample into the cuvette test. The cuvette is inserted and the instrument performs the reading and returns the measurement. Okay, we insert the cuvette inside the instrument measure the absorbance, and using a specific relation, calculate the concentration of, in this case, ammonium.
Okay.
Okay, now an overview on the instrument. Okay, we will see it physically later, but just to see now. Um, this is the instrument DR3900 front part. Here we have a USB port, number one. Here we have the cell compartment cover that you can open. Here we have the display, and this is the main power switch. Well, this is the back of the instrument. There is an Ethernet port to connect the instrument to a computer or to a local area network, for example. There are two USB ports, port type B and port type A. And here in the back there is the connection for the power supply to connect the instrument to the current, main current. If we open the cell compartments inside we can see, sorry, if we open the cover, inside we can see the cell compartments. There are two main cell compartments. This one is the one that we will use, is a round cell compartment for specific for the cuvette test, while the other compartments can be used for different cuvettes, for rectangular or square cuvettes. Okay, but uh, you have only round cuvette test, so we will interest only in this one.
ଆମର ଯେହେତୁ ଏଇଟା ଅଛି ରାଉଣ୍ଡ
सर ये स्क्वायर वाला ଲାଗିବ ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ପାଇଁ ତାର ଦେଇଦେଇଛି
it
କ୍ୟୁବିଟ୍
is bright rounded ହଁ ଆଉ
ସରି
ଗୋଟେ
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ
Okay, we can see here a cuvette insert in in the cell compartment. Okay. Now, if we turn on the instrument, okay, this is the main menu of the instrument. Just now we will see just some specific function, the main functions. There are the instrument setup, recall data, and system checks. In the instrument setup, it is used, for example, if you want to set an ID operator, if you want to put the name of the operator that makes the analysis, okay, and you can change, you can set different ID operators. Or for example, if you want set date and time, the first time the first time you turn on the instrument, or there are the sound settings and other one and other settings, or security to give different access. The recall data menu is the menu where we have the data log, where the measures are recorded. And here we can go to see the recorded data, for example, to see the data that has been recorded in the past. And if you want, you can also transfer the data to a USB key and then see a data on your computer. And finally, the system checks menu is to give instrument information where we have serial number and software version. This could be important if we have, for example, in case you have some problem, any problem on the instrument, you should usually give the serial number and software version of the instrument. The instrument update is to do a software update of the instrument, because sometimes a software update is needed because there could be changes in the cuvette test, or new cuvette tests are available. So the software instrument must be updated, and usually the software instrument can be updated directly by user, and the software is downloaded on ARC website. And finally, an instrument backup that we advise to do it monthly or every 2 months, just to be sure to save your configuration, and to save and restore eventually if needed the configuration. This is just a quick overview of the instrument. Okay. Then we will pass to the other your instrument, which is the thermostat LT200. This is a oven, okay, because some reaction needs heat to happen. You will use this instrument for the reaction of total phosphate. Okay, probably you will have the one with only one block. Okay, uh, the photograph has two blocks, but probably you have the one with only one block. But it's okay, it's the same. Okay, there is a protection cover you can open freely. There is a block. Here there is the display. We have the button to change the value on the menu. And you will see in the blocks there are holes for 20 millimeters cuvettes, but we will not use it. It is used for 20 millimeters for cuvette is used for total nitrogen, and holes for 13 milliliters cuvettes or 11 millimeters cuvettes the same. That are the holes that we will use for the total phosphorus. The back,
Can you
in
can
the
you
back
go
of
back?
the, yeah,
Excuse me, can you go back? Yeah, explain this one further. The cuvettes, the size of the
yeah.
cuvette. Yeah.
Okay, we have holes for 20 millimeters cuvettes,
Hmm.
but you will not use it now because it is used for only for total nitrogen method.
Hmm.
And they told me you have only total phosphorus, ammonia, and nitrate. Okay,
Hmm.
and we have also the holes for 13 millimeters cuvettes, the typical cuvettes, and we will use it for the total phosphorus, total phosphate. Okay,
Okay.
we will use these holes. Well, this is the back of the instrument. We have here the label with the serial number.
Hmm.
Here we have the main power and the electric socket. Okay. Um, this is another the keypad. Okay, where we have the display and we have three keys, three buttons uh, to move in the menu of the instrument. Okay, when we start the thermostat, we will see some mm,
Start the
numbers or scripts on the main menu. Yes. Okay, this is the most important things that here we have the temperature of the heating block. Okay, if a program is started, we have here the remaining time, while the arrow is to change the menu, and these are the other program you can start. This is a clock that means the timer symbol, and this is a temperature symbol, number one thermometer symbol, but okay, it's not important now. Okay, for example, if we start, we will find probably the COD program and the 100 or the 100 Celsius degrees program. Okay, by hitting the keys, we can move to the other menus. Okay, we can start. For example, if you want to start a COD program, we'll press the key number one. If we want to start the program 100 Celsius degree, we will press the three key. If we want to move to the another menu, we will press the key number two. Sorry, this is in Italian. In case we will move to key number two, we have then select program. We go into the move when we go into the menu when we can then select program, and we have COD 100. And if we click on here, there are different programs. If we select, for example, 100, then the instrument give us the digestion time. Okay, so we can choose a 120 minutes digestion, 60-minute digestion, 10 minutes digestion. And finally, if we have selected, then we can click on OK, and then we can start. Or if we are not, if we want to change, we can go back by clicking when there is the up arrow.
Hmm.
Okay, is it anything okay about the thermostat? Everything okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And finally, we will see the piston pipette. I don't know if you have it, this piston pipette. Do you have it?
Amrod.
Yes.
We don't have. You have to buy it. We'll buy it here. Bring
Okay,
it, Amrod.
okay, perfect.
Variable
Uh,
pistol.
the piston pipette are used to dispense to the sample or the reagent. Okay, we can see there is a push button, there is a ejector button, a tip ejector. This is named the cone, and there is a volume scale. This is the pipette tips. Okay, the pipette tip is put on here at the end of the pipette. When we want to dose to collect some sample, we have to put by rotating the volume. We will choose here the volume of the sample or the volume of the reagent. Okay, so we want to 5 millimeters. You have to rotate until you have 5 here. This is how the piston pipette works. Pay attention because this is very important to do a correct dose of sample and reagent. If you push on the push button, you will find there are two pressure points. First pressure point and the second pressure point. Uh, if you want to, first thing you have to push the button to the first pressure point. Okay, first thing you set the volume by rotating the push button. Then press the push button to the first pressure point. Then you have to dip the pipette tip under the surface of the liquid and slowly release, okay, we are here, the push button. Then we take out the tip of the liquid, pay attention eventually if there are any drop to remove it, excess. And sorry. Then we place the tip against the side wall of the vessel or the cuvette and we press on the push button until the first pressure point is reached. We hold the pipette in this position, and after about 1 second, we press again the push button until the second pressure point is reached. So this completely empties the tip. So the sample or the reagent in the tip is completely dosed inside your vessel. Then we allow to push the button to the return to its rest position. Okay, we will see later in details the procedure. Okay.
one moment, please.
Yes.
One moment, please hold on.
Yeah.
ଆମର ଯେଉଁମାନେ ସବୁ ଅଛନ୍ତି STP ରେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ଯାହା ଦେଖିଲେ କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି କି କହିଲେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ କହିବା ରିପିଟ୍ କରିବେ
ଥରେ ପୁsh କରିବୁ ତାପରେ ପଡିବ ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି
ବିକ୍ରମ କି ଶିବାନୀ କି ଅନ୍ୟ କିଏ ଜେନେରାଲ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର କହିବେ ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି डाउट जदि अच्छी तांकर लैबोरेटरी असिस्टेंट ମାନଙ୍କର
अमोनिया में वेवलेंथ कितना सेट करेंगे? कुछ ओके हेलो
आप जहाँ डाउट अच्छी पचारନ୍ତୁ हाँ
हेलो
Yep.
हाँ
sir what is the range of testing in ammonia wavelength 420 or more in the test of ammonia?
अरे सुनो से कौन what they are saying in this instrument hack instrument the cuvette there is a reagent that is already what do you say already standardized if you use that
Okay.
reagent standardized reagent you don't
Okay.
have to worry about the wavelength you will
Okay.
directly get the observance you will directly get the concentration from the spectrophotometer
Okay.
you do not have to make all these calculations
Okay, sir. Okay.
he is explaining all these methods the theory behind this but if you use this instrument you only have to put the sample in the cuvette put it inside
Okay.
the spectrophotometer and you will get the result directly
Okay, sir. I got, sir. Thank you.
okay please continue ଆଉ
Okay.
କାହାର କିଛି ଅଛି ଆଉ କାହାର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି କି
Okay. What happens during a measure? Inside the instrument, there is a special barcode reader inside compartment number 1 that automatically reads the barcode on the 13 millimeter cuvette vial.
Barcode. Yeah.
And when we put the cuvette, you can see that the instrument will start to rotate the cuvette.
Mhm.
The instrument uses the barcode identification to automatically set the correct wavelength and the corresponding reading program for the analysis, and so calculate immediately the result using the store factors. For example, if you put the cuvette of ammonia, the instrument will read the barcode on the cuvette, and then uh, it will automatically recall the program of ammonia with its wavelength and with its factor to calculate the concentration of ammonia by measuring the absorbance.
So you got the answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Uh, exactly. In addition, readings are recorded at 10 different positions during a rotation. So in every rotation, every time we put the cuvette inside the instrument does 10 different measures. A special outlier elimination program is run, and then the average of the measured values is calculated. The instrument made 10 different measure to have a more precise, more accurate measure of absorbance. And in case if there are values that are outlier, for example, because there is a spot, there is a dot on the cuvette, that reading is eliminated. Okay, and so we have more precise and accurate measure. Oh, sorry. This is what we will see on the instrument after a measure. The measurement is started automatically. So you have just to put the cuvette inside the instrument. You don't have to do anything on the screen, on the display. You don't have to recall the test. And the instrument will display the measure, for example here, 18.3, 18.3. A unit, milligram per liter of nitrogen ammonia. The program, LCK303 ammonium. The wavelength used, 694 nanometers. And finally, on the right, this is the control bar displayed on the right of the screen, shows the relationship of the reading result to the measurement range. This is the range of the meter. We'll find it also on the box of the cuvette test. And you can see in this
One
case,
moment. One
yes,
one moment. One
yeah.
moment. Uh, where do you get the wavelength? Is it displayed there or it is written somewhere?
Uh, what the,
You mentioned the wavelength for ammonia. Is
yeah,
it displayed in the screen or it is written in the box?
it is displayed on the screen.
Okay.
And then we
Mhm.
have the range. If we see like this means that our measure is inside our range. If we have, for example, a sample with a concentration higher than 47, which is the high limit range, we will see this bar in red, completely filled, and the instrument will say that we are out of range. The instrument will give you a measure, but it will be written in red, and will give the instrument will say that you are out of range.
So it means that we have to dilute the sample.
Exactly.
Okay. And one more question.
Yeah.
Uh, do you take the filter sample or the sample? How do you take? Take the
Filter
sample
sample
out.
or not? Okay.
Yes.
This depends on the measure. Um, Typically, if you want to measure anything, or at least For example, if you want to measure total phosphorus, total phosphate, you do not have to filter the sample because with the digestion, everything is transformed in in liquid form, and so there are no problems of the particulate of the solid. Okay, but in the other cases, if you want to
Suppose
avoid,
this suppose this ammonium, if you want to test, for instance, or
n-
nitrate,
no, you do not have to filter the sample
don't filter.
because there are no, because nitrate and ammonia are dissolved inside the sample, inside the liquid part of the sample. So um, the solid, the powder, the particulate in your sample will not as a value of ammonia and nitrate,
So
and
no,
also could interfere on the measure, because if you put some solid inside the cuvette, this will affect the absorbance measure.
so now the question is, if there are some particles in the sample that we measure, will it
Mhm.
not interfere with the result, with
Yes,
the
they can
observation?
interfere. They can interfere. Yeah. It is better to filter. Yes, it is quite always better to filter unless you want to measure a total phosphate, a total nitrogen. It is better to filter, but consider also that with yes, no. In the case, yes, it is always better to filter. Yes,
Because if you don't filter, they will affect the observance.
yes, because eventually, if there are solid particulate inside the sample, it could affect the measure. It could interfere in the measure. Turbidity in general affect the measure.
Okay. So unless
Okay.
it is digested, unless it is in digestion,
Yes.
remaining we have to filter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if we'll filter, won't it affect the result?
Yes. It could affect the result if you do not filter. It could affect the result because if you do not filter, you could have turbidity in your sample, and the turbidity affect the absorbance measure, and so it will affect the measure. Of course, it is
So
may
No, no, what?
actually,
One
when we are
moment.
taking
No,
the
one moment.
raw sample,
Let
treated
me let.
water.
Yes, go on, go on.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
ask
can I
your
go
question.
on?
Sir,
Ask your question.
my question is not only the water and the treated water, filtered water.
But sorry, I can't hear very well. It was very disturbed.
Yeah, I can repeat his question. Her question. She is
Yeah,
asking. She is asking. In case of raw sample, raw wastewater sample,
yeah.
if you filter, will it not affect the result? If you
I'll,
if you if you filter the raw water sample, raw wastewater sample,
yeah.
and we test for ammonium, nitrate, and gel nitrogen, whatever. So do they affect the concentration, the result?
Yes, it could affect if you don't filter the sample, because
Okay,
if you
if you
don't
don't filter
filter,
it, will affect.
there could be turbidity, and turbidity affect the absorbance measure, and then the final value.
Because this constant, these organic materials, they are in dissolved state. So if we filter, the concentration remains same in the filtered wastewater. That is what you are saying.
Yeah.
Suppose ammonium in wastewater, if I filter and if I don't filter, so it remains same.
No. Sorry. There has been a misunderstanding. Um, you have to filter because turbidity in the um, uh, I do some marine explanation. Sorry, you have to filter because the turbidity can affect the measure. Uh, the filtration will not affect the measure. I mean, because you can, what can I say? Um, the concentration, the ammonia and the nitrate are inside the liquid part of the sample. They are not inside the particulate. And so if you take out the particulate from the sample, this will you will
Okay,
not
sir.
lose.
Got it. Got it. These are not the particulate removal of particulate won't affect the
Yeah,
result. Okay,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, carry on.
Okay. Now, uh, this is the cuvette test box. Inside the box, you will find the instruction to use this cuvette to do the analysis. Okay, there are pictograms, very simple to remind you how to do the
1 2
analysis.
3 4 करके देखिए सुकून
But
के
the main instruction are can be found on the web. Okay, on the website,
यार
we
पिक्चर
have to go and to download the PDF with the complete instruction. We can write in the search terms the code of the cuvette test, for example, SCK304. Then we go to downloads.
एलसी के कोड ଆସିଲା
And we go to methods procedures, and we can download the working procedure SCK304 ammonium. And this is an example of what kind of information we have in the PDF instructions. Here we have the range of the method. We can see that the range is explained into different measure unit, nitrogen, ammonia, or ammonia. We can have the test storage temperature 2 to 8 Celsius degrees. This means that the cuvette test of ammonia must be stored inside a fridge from 2 to 8 Celsius degrees.
well
We have the pH and temperature. The pH of the water sample must be between pH 4 and 9. But the temperature of the water sample and reagents must be 20 Celsius degrees. This is what it means. You have to store at
ରିଜେଣ୍ଟ
2,
ବାହାରେ
8.
ରିଜେଣ୍ଟ ବାହାରେ
Uh,
ସାମ୍ପଲଟା ରହିବ ଫ୍ରିଜରେ
you have to store at 2, 8 Celsius degrees, but the reaction must be happens at 20 Celsius degrees. So you have to take out from the fridge for per time, and let the cuvette, the reagent, warm up to 20 Celsius degrees. Okay, and same for the sample. If your sample is at 10 Celsius degrees, you have to wait until it reached the temperature of 20 Celsius degrees. Some notes you have to
no
do
no
before start.
can
Yeah,
you explain further, can you repeat it what do you say about the temperature?
yeah. The reaction of ammonia is very influenced by the temperature. So the temperature of the sample and the temperature of the reagent must be 20 Celsius degree. You store the cuvette test at 28 Celsius degrees. So you cannot take the cuvette test from the fridge and do immediately the reaction, because
ମାନେ ସେ ସାମ୍ପଲଟା
you have to wait until the reagent reach the temperature of 20 Celsius degrees. And the
no
same
excuse
is
me
for,
one
yeah,
moment please. So you mean to say the cuvette is kept in the freeze
yeah,
and it has to be taken out and wait for some time till
yeah,
the temperature is.
yeah.
Now, what happens if I keep the cuvette outside?
Uh, if you the cuvette can usually can be stored at room temperature for 10 days, or at least. Exactly. The cuvettes that requires as ammonium a storage temperature of 28 Celsius degrees can be also stored at room temperature for 10 days.
Okay.
So if you take, for example, the cuvette in your lab at 20 Celsius degrees for 10 days, you will have no problem. you can use it immediately in this case.
Okay.
But you can they won't last more than they won't resist more than 10 days.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
ଫ୍ରିଜରେ ରଖିଥିବ ଯେତେବେଳେ କରିବ
ଆମର ଫ୍ରିଜ କୋଉ ରଖିବାକୁ?
ଫ୍ରିଜରେ
Hmm? Okay, please carry on.
Okay, same is for the sample. If the water sample, for example, is 10 Celsius degrees, you have to heat until it warm up to 20 Celsius degrees.
Hmm.
Ammonia is a very particular reaction where the temperature is very important. So we
Oh,
have to do as possible to let the reagent and the sample reach the temperature of 20 Celsius degrees.
hmm. Very important.
In fact,
ଏସିକୁ 20 ରଖିକି ରଖିବାକୁ
Yes.
in fact, as you can see here in the before starting notes, it says in case of not working at the correct recommended temperature, an incorrect result may be obtained. Okay. Um, some other notes: analyze the sample as soon as possible for best results. This is because ammonia is volatile, and so if you don't analyze the sample immediately, you can lose part of the ammonia inside the sample. And finally, time dependency. The final absorbance is reached after a reaction time of 10 minutes and then remains constant for 4 to 15 minutes. This is a part of all these things what we have not talked about here in the reaction, about the part of the reaction. When we do a colorimetric reaction, most of the colorimetric reaction requires time to happens completely. To complete the reaction, this needs some time. It is written inside every procedure what is the time you have to wait. And in this case, but also, don't forget this, that uh, the color developed not always remains stable. So if you do the analysis, do in the correct time and not before and not later. Okay,
Okay.
because
Oh,
if you do before, if you do later, uh, the color development is
ଇଏଟା
not the
ପଳେଇଯିବ
right color.
କଲରଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯିବ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ
Okay, so pay attention in the time.
ଟାଇମ୍ ଭିତରେ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ not before not after.
Yes, exactly. Here's the procedure written, and every part of the procedure, the same data you have inside the box are also described in details. You have to carefully remove the foil from the screw down dosy cap zip. In the cuvette test of ammonia, there is a dosy cap zip. You will find also in phosphate. There is an aluminium foil on the cap. So you have to remove it first, then unscrew the cap, then pipette in the cuvette 5 milliliter of sample. Then screw the dosy cap back, but changing the fluting at the top, okay? Because inside this part of the cap, there is a reagent in powder. So in fact, in the step number 5, you have to shake the cuvette until the reagent in the cap is dissolved. And then you have to wait 15 minutes until the reaction completes. When the time expires, you can put the cuvette in the instrument and you will have the concentration of ammonia.
ଦେଖୁଛି ଏରୋଟା ଏମିତି କରିବୁ ଦେନ୍ ଏମିତି କରିବୁ
ଏମିତି ନୁହେଁ ଏଇଟା ଏମିତି ଅଛି
ଦିଟା so can you explain those arrows,
Sorry,
the arrows that is displayed in the diagram,
this one,
the
or
arrows,
all the arrows.
all the arrows.
Okay, in the first arrow is just to remove the aluminum foil of the cap. Okay,
Okay.
this one is that means that unscrew the dozy cap. This
Unscrew
one
it,
is to screw back the dozy cap.
screw it back. Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
and then this means to shake
ସେ
the cuvette
check.
to mix the reagent with the reagent inside the cap.
Okay.
And this means put the cuvette in the instrument. and do the measure. Okay.
Okay, clear.
And finally, on the method, there are other informations. We have the interference. Of course, every chemical reaction on every chemical reaction, photometric reaction, could be affected by interference. There's a list of ions, interfering substances, and the concentration of interference level. This table means that, for example, chloride until 1000 milligram per liter will not cause interference. Sulfate until milligram per liter will not cause interference. Potassium until 500 milligrams per liter will not cause interference, and so on. But for every method, we will find different information about the possible of interference, the possibility of an interference of the method. There are different ways to act in case of interference. The most easiest way is to dilute the sample, because if we dilute the sample, we dilute also the interferent compound, the interfering substance. And for example, if in our sample as a concentration of chloride, it is higher than 1000 milligram per liter. For example, we have uh, 1500 milligrams per liter. So we can't do the measure directly because the sample has a concentration higher than 1000 milligram per liter. The first things to do, the most easiest things to do, is simply to dilute the sample, so the concentration of the interfering substance will go under the interference level. Okay, but generally, the dilution is the most simple way to act in case of interference. But there is not a general law to follow in case of interference. We have to see how to work and see how to see what to do case by case, depending also on the result, expected result, and on the result we found and the characteristic of the samples. Okay. And finally, there is a summary of method. What chemically happens in the cuvette during the reaction. Okay, in this case, the ammoniums react with the hypochlorite ions and salicylate and to form indophenol blue. Then we have here the LCK348 phosphorus total or phosphate orthophosphate method. Let me see briefly. Uh, Here, before starting, we will see there are two possibilities of reactions. Without hydrolysis, and we will measure only the dissolved orthophosphate is measured. And with hydrolysis, and we will use the thermostat, and all the phosphorus, total phosphorus, is measured. Okay. Uh, we will see here the
So,
procedure
so,
for
so,
yeah,
uh, so if we don't use the chemostat, we will measure the orthophosphate.
yeah. The methods are slightly
It
different.
is the dissolved, it is in dissolved state. It is in the dissolved state.
Mhm.
So orthophosphate is dissolved. So if I don't use chemostat and directly measure, I will get orthophosphate. Now,
Yeah.
if I dissolve it, if I use the chemostat, then I dissolve it, then I will be measuring total phosphorus.
Yes.
That is
In
what you
fact,
are.
the phosphate in solution is in the form of orthophosphate. The
Okay.
dissolved phosphor is orthophosphate. When we
Okay.
do the hydrolysis, all the phosphor, also the organic phosphorus, the phosphorus that is inside organic compounds, is transformed in orthophosphate. So all the phosphor is transformed in orthophosphate, and then the final measure will be the total phosphorus.
Okay.
Okay. the procedure, we have inside the document two procedures, one for the total phosphorus and one for the orthophosphate or dissolved phosphorus. Just to see here, we will see in the procedure here what to do when we have to do the thermostatic reaction. We have to use the thermostat. We have to you have LT 200 thermostat, so you have to thermostat. You will see here thermostat for 60 minutes at 100 Celsius degrees, or for 30 minutes at 120 Celsius degrees. And after we do the thermostat, we have to allow to cool to room temperature. Okay. Then we can go on with the reaction. Okay. And in the end, as I told you before, we have to wait 10 minutes after the final reaction, after the 10 minutes until there is the complete development of color. Okay. Okay. This is the end of the.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, just give me. I'll try to go back to the
You can
my
hear me
camera.
now, Miss Mapatra.
Yes.
Oh, thank you to Gianluca Pirola. So, have you any questions?
From your side. So if I think there is echo from your side, we cannot hear you, Madam Nicoletta.
I
So
hear you. Wait a moment.
so you close one. I think you have two. You have opened two instruments. I think you close one, then echo will stop. If you have two equipments or two systems, then there will be echo. If you close one, then echo will go. I see you have two systems where you have logged in.
Okay, excuse me, but I have
So,
a problem
so
with the group.
please close one.
So, can you repeat, please?
Maybe turn off the microphone. Yeah,
No, no.
Okay.
no,
Yeah,
because you
now
have
it's
to.
okay.
No, now it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, can you repeat, please?
Who will repeat?
Cool.
Okay. Have you any question to Gianluca Pirola?
Yes, he explained very well,
Mhm.
and he answered all our. He has explained thoroughly the procedure, how to take the measurements. So that is perfect with us. And if there is any question from my colleagues, they can ask regarding the laboratory procedure.
Okay.
Do you have any question? Any of my WATCO colleagues from STP? Do you have any question? No
No,
question. So now I believe you can use your spectrophotometer and carry on the analysis.
I have if you want some QA tests here just to show you how it works physically. I can do
Yes.
it to show
Yeah.
you. It could be I think helpful.
Yes.
Very
Yes. That
good.
will help. Very good.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For example, we have here this is
You
the
can close.
SK304 for ammonia. Okay. And okay, this is our cuvette test. Okay, we'll put our cuvette test. One of the cuvette tests. Okay, well, we have here the pipette and the tips. Okay, we can see here, but also as I showed you before, the procedure. Okay. So first part, we have to unfoil the dozy cap. Okay, you can see maybe there is a white spot inside the cuvette. This is the reagent inside the cuvette. Okay. You have to unscrew. Oh, unscrew. Then we have to put 5 milliliters of sample. So we have to rotate here to change the volume on the pipette until we reach 5 milliliters. Okay, 5 milliliters. As you can see, there are 2 pressure points. Okay, this is the first pressure point, and this is the second pressure point. First and second. Okay, you have to do it physically. Seeing is not enough. First, it stops, and second. I have here a sample of water. Okay, I push until the end. Then I screw on with the reagent down and shake. Then the meter says to wait 15 minutes. Okay. There is a possibility on the instrument here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe there is too light. But on the instrument, there is a timer here. We can put 15 and then OK. And the timer starts with a countdown of 15 minutes. So you do not have to use your clock, for example. Okay. Let's imagine that the 15 minutes are passed. Okay. You can go close now here. You can open here the side compartment. This is just a red label. Don't worry about it. You can put the cuvette. Reading barcode automatically. The meter is recalled. You can see here LCP004, the meter ammonium, the wavelength, and the result. In this case, we have negative result, but because we haven't wait until the reaction is complete. Okay. When we have a result in red, I don't know if you can see it. It is in red. This means that we are out of range. Okay. It could happen that you could have a negative result. Of course, physically, it doesn't mean nothing, a negative result. You have to say, when you have a negative result, it means that the concentration of ammonium, in this case, is lower than the lower limit of the method. Okay?
Yes.
This is just to show you how it works. Oh, okay. We have also, for example, here nitrate.
अरे ये तो स्टोरेज नकल दे तो गला जी
With nitrate, we have to put we'll see 0.2 millimeters of sample.
0.2 milliliters.
Then we have to put 1 milliliter of reagent A. This method has another reagent which is inside the box. All the reagents are inside the box. Reagent A. Okay. So we have to change the tip of the cuvette. Use another of the pipette. Sorry. We have to change the tip.
Tip को change कर दो.
We have to
So
change the volume.
so you will discard the previous tip.
Yeah, I discarded. Of course, you can reuse the tip if you use the same sample or the same reagent. Okay.
Okay.
But in case you change the sample or the reagent, you have to discard it because you can create interference.
So each time you test, it is better to discard it and use a new tip.
Yes, unless you are using the same. For example, um, now I have dosed the sample. Okay. The next time I have to dose the sample, I can use the same tip. I can put it here and use it all the time to save tip if you want to save tip, and use it just when to dose the sample. Okay. Then later we have to dose the reagent A. You can put a tip inside here, inside your box, here, and you will use this tip all the time you need to use this reagent A. Okay. And you will use it just for this reagent, and this one you will use it just for the sample. Okay. Then the procedure says to dose 1 milliliter of reagent A. Then invert 2 or 3 times, and even in this case, wait until 15 minutes. Okay, we have to wait 15 minutes until the reaction is complete. Let's see what has happened in the just sure. Okay, maybe you can see that the color has slightly changed. This is the cuvette test of ammonia we used before. The color is slightly changed. It's becoming more intense. Okay, because the reaction is going on. And when we reach the time of 15 minutes, the reaction will be complete. If I do again the measure, you will see probably a different result. In this case, 0.008 less negative, but okay, as I told you before, the reaction is not complete, so it could be normal. Okay. And this is just what physically happens when you have to do a chemical reaction, photometric reaction. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You any question? It's
Any
very
question from anybody? Vikram, are question ଅଛି? Shivani? Manoranjan?
I think that is better that if there are any question, you can write to me, and we can explain better the last time. Okay.
No,
Yes.
I have a question to Nicoletta.
Okay.
The question is, he explained that the cuvette for ammonia, it should not be kept 10 days outside. It should be kept inside the fridge,
Yes.
refrigerator.
Yes.
Now we got this all these the equipment and all the chemicals, reagents, maybe after 3 months. So it was shipping somewhere, staying somewhere. So will it create any problem in the experiment?
Yes. Yes.
I
So,
There is
think that if it's possible, you can make made an analysis and you have a response if the kit are also ready to use because there wasn't other kind of a ship to have this reagent, this kit. So I think Gianluca, have you have
Yes,
any?
as I told you before, we can guarantee such a way uh, uh, a cuvette that need usually to be stored inside the fridge. We can guarantee that it can work normally, even if it is stored until 10 days in at room temperature. But you can try it, for example, with make a test with a sample with known concentration of ammonia,
Yes.
standard solution of ammonia, for example. And if the tests are give correct results, then probably the cuvettes are still okay, and you can use it for your samples.
correct.
If it's
Yes,
possible, I think that is better that you put it in a fridge now, and so we can stop another kind of different result. So I think that is better you use standard solution, and after that we can try to use it for analysis.
Yeah.
yes,
I,
yes.
Well,
That would,
if the standard solution gives no correct result, then you have to buy a new cuvette,
correct.
new
So,
test.
uh, so all the cuvettes need to be stored in the refrigerator.
No,
no.
no.
So only
You can
ammonia.
see on the cuvette test. You can see on the method, also on the box. Just let me check. For example, here you can see. Okay,
Hospital
this is ammonia, while
lithium
this is,
temperature.
for example, nitrate,
Temperature
15 to 25 room temperature. Okay,
15 to 25
so when
nitrogen.
you receive the cuvette, see here to look here to see where you have to
Temperature.
store your cuvette.
Where it is? Can you show it where it is written
Yeah, on the box,
on the box, on the top of
yeah,
the box?
In
on the top
the
of the box, the upper part, the upper side.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, it's written. Yes, yes. सबड़ा लिखा है जी? Okay,
इस पे तो लिखा होगा
okay, okay. Got your point.
okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't any
So,
question,
it means when we buy the new reagents, so it should reach us before 10 days, within 10 days at least, so that we can store them properly. Or we can buy in India itself, not it should not be brought from Europe and transported and shipped, which takes a lot of time.
Okay. For the transportation, unless you have you can guarantee transportation at at the storage temperature. Mm,
तो समझ
but
सकते हैं
in this case, I don't know what can be done about transportation. Of course, the transportation should be done in this case because if the the time for the shipment is very long, is more than 10 days. Uh, Usually in Europe we don't have this problem because of course the time of the shipment is less than 10 days, so it is not a problem. But in case the time of your the shipment from Europe to India is more than 10 days, uh, we have to assure that this transportation should be done for this cuvette, for example, for ammonia cuvette at freeze temperature in such a way.
Yes.
Mr. Mohapatra, is it
Yes.
possible for you to procure these things within India?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is possible because Hack has distributors in Calcutta and
Uh-huh.
Mumbai and maybe in Hyderabad also.
Yeah.
So the company has distributors and they
Uh-huh.
also sell these equipment. So they will be selling the reagents also. So these
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
keywords, it is possible.
So maybe best if that could be procured within India. So the
That is the,
transport
that is
time would
the,
be shorter. Yeah.
that is the best thing. So we can request Mai to talk to Geopa and explore the possibility.
Yeah. But let me also ask, what is the, like, in terms of procurement of these kind of reagents, what is the rule within OWSSB?
See, if it is this is the proprietary product, so we can directly write to the company, that is Hack, and ask for a
Yes.
quotation, and
Yes.
then we pay them, and they ship the ship the these reagents.
Uh,
So if it is Hack, so I need not call for quotation. I have to write to Hack only to quote their price, and then I have to pay
yes.
them, or somebody has to pay to
Yes.
them,
Yes.
and if they pay, then they will deliver the materials. That's it.
Yeah. So we will try to. I'll email. We will email GWOPA and try to see how this can be. How this can be done, because
No,
if it's easier for
you can
you to
tell.
buy it, yeah, and then for a mentor to reimburse it, then that would be the quickest way. Let me just check
No,
with GWOPA. Yeah.
no, you can tell Geopa that because it takes time for the shipment to come from Europe, so it is
Exactly.
best to buy in India itself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the validity of the chemical becomes useless,
Exactly. Exactly. And it will
and
affect the
for
result. Yeah. Yeah.
and then we can also say that instead of I reimburse it, the money or the fund can be given to the company directly. Smart can pay to Hack directly.
Yeah.
So
Directly
that
to the
way,
supplier. Yeah.
the supplier.
Yeah.
Okay, can I suggest that we can stop the meeting with Gianluca Pirola and
Yes,
other guys,
yes,
and we can continue with Mr. Mopatra, Riccardo Tita, and Yolanda about this problem.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes,
I,
yes, yes,
I
yes.
thank you to Gianluca Pirola and the other guys that are participated at this meeting. And if you have any question, we can continue. So, otherwise, we can continue also with Moapatra and Yolanda and Riccardo. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
Okay.
Thank
thank
you,
you
Thank
so
Gian.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for your
Thank you.
participation.
Thank you
Bye.
for your
Bye bye.
friend.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for your friend.
Okay. Thank you. So, Riccardo, ciao. Are you ready?
Ciao.
Ciao,
Ricardo,
Riccardo.
ciao.
More than ready, yeah?
Okay. Um, I prepare two slides about these problems. So the first, then I want to share with you about the you show it. You show the picture. Ricardo?
Sì, ok.
Okay, perfect. So about this, I propose with previous meeting with Marco Ravina. We showed the type one analysis for this for the plant. So I suppose that the best analysis that for go on with the project is to measure the pH, the solid oxygen, and BOD, COD, total solid suspended, the volatile, the total nitrogen, the total phosphorus, the ammonium nitrogen, the nitrate nitrogen, the total coliform, and E. coli. I suppose that we can sampling in 3 different points. In the picture, there are point number 1. You show it.
Kota, which is the point 1?
Here you.
Yes.
Yes. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. It's okay for you, Ricardo?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. At the end of number 3, Mr. Rapata said that it is possible to recirculate the water by a pump in the first step.
What? 2.
Okay.
Which is number 2?
Is the 3. Number 3.
Okay. After PG.
In the number 3, we have the fountain. Is correct?
Yes.
In the point number 3. So after that, if it is possible, you can recirculate it for oxygen, the water, and we suppose it is possible to have to reduce the ammonium from the water. Okay. Yes. If for have this result, we can you can once 2 week sampling in sampling water in the point number 1 and number 3 and number 2. So this is our planning.
Okay.
If it's possible. So what about the analysis that are needed, and what can you do now? pH, I think that is possible. For this solid oxygen, we I think it is possible to buy a portable instrument, and I put in this picture a possible brand that you can request a price. There are AC, Orion, WTW. The price in Europe is this. I don't know what is the price in your country. Okay, about BOD, I think it is possible only in a laboratory. So no, I haven't idea about it. For COD, you can we can use the spectrophotometer, and it needed to buy the kit. This is the code about the Indian code, because it is this different in Europe. In India, there is a TNT 822, and this is the range of the COD measurement. So I think that 20 of quantity, this is the price of one of kit. There are 25 analyses in only single kit, and this is the total price about this possible of kit. About total suspended solution, there I think also it is possible only in laboratory, and after that we have total killed nitrogen. This is the Indian code TNT 8080. The range is this. I propose 5 quantity with this price, and AC have hit. For phosphorus is the same that we bought, and this is the Indian code. If you show the code that is showed in your kit is different, because there is 8043 for Indian code. So this is the code that is necessary to required. Okay.
Okay.
The same is for ammonia and nitrate nitrogen. Okay, this is the right code that you needed. After that, it's possible to make analysis about bacteria, total coliform E. coli, and but it is necessary to buy an incubator. So this is the 2 brand that made analysis about total coliform and E. coli are Merck and Lovibond. This is the price of the 10 analysis in Italy at cost 55 euro. So I think that is possible, and the incubator it costs 130 euro. So it is a good idea. After that, and this is the list of the additional kit and the portable instrument. For other simple analysis, we suggest to buy the test strip. There are strip about ammonia and nitrate, and I suggest this brand, Merck, Meckerin-Egel, and AC. And this is the code of in India. So the code 1 point, you see it? This is the code. This is the name of the test strip, M-Quant or Quantofix or ammonia. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Also, we suggested to buy the micro pipettes that Gianluca Pirola showed you, and the IMOFCON and the support of the IMOFCON to make analysis in the field. So this is my short presentation, and I wanted to discuss with you about it. Ricardo, you wanted to add also about this
No, no, no.
slide?
About the anesthetics, it's okay. You explain better
Mhm.
than me. Okay, it's okay.
Okay. And Mr. Patra and Yolanda?
Yeah, it's okay. I understood what you said.
Mm-hmm. So I sent you this slide, and after that, if you have possibility to have any notice about GWOPA, about this possible, and SMAT also, SMAT with Domenico Garcea and Dr. Quazzo, if it is possible to buy you this kit, and we pay the bill from Italy. I don't know if it's possible. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Let my talk to Geopa and explore, and
Yes.
then see what
Yeah, we
can
will.
happen.
Yeah, we will. Because just to share the experience of our other walk we are facilitating in Indonesia it's very clear. Like the mentee can buy some of what they need because the regulation about procurement is quite like there's a limit. Yeah? There's a
Mhm.
limit, and then if you are below that limit, they can buy it directly, and that has been done.
Mhm.
So maybe we can also try. Mr. Mukapatra can explain to us what is the regulation of OWSSB in terms of the procurement because it's
Yes,
important. Yeah, it's
it is
important
simple.
that
Yeah,
we
it is simple.
understand this. Yeah.
It is simple here also. If it is a proprietary product for this experiment, then you will directly
Yeah.
buy from the company itself.
Yeah. So maybe you can send us that explaining to us the regulation. Then we can share with UOPA, and we can ask permission that you buy it, and then mentor may reimburse the cost of those ones. But of course, we
Yes,
need to clear with GWOPA first. I'll
yes,
email GWOPA as soon as we finish and try to explain the situation, and try
Mhm.
to get their clearance.
Okay,
Okay.
share with Marco Garcea about
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mr.
So,
Mapatra, can I make a question?
yes.
You said that you have two pump at the outlet of your plant.
Yes.
Have you got an idea about the flow of this pump?
Uh, Flow will be uh, 20,000 liter per day. I have to check it, but no,
Twenty
no, no,
thousand, twenty
no, no,
thousand.
no. It will be 20,000 liter
okay,
in maybe 6 hours.
Okay.
So, which means that around 3,000 liters roughly per hour. It will be around 3,000 liters per hour.
Okay. Thank you very much.
But I will check it and I will come back to you. I'll check it and
okay.
come back.
And
Maybe I will do that. I will WhatsApp in that group. I'll
uh,
WhatsApp to Nicola.
I don't understand.
I will send the result by WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp group when we visited Italy. So
Mm-hmm.
that group is still there. So I will
Okay,
post the whatever information I will post in that group. So I don't know whether Ricardo is in that group or not. I am not sure. If Ricardo is in
No,
that group,
no, 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 no,
mentee,
no.
if it it's better that we create another group, because I think that this group is will share with a lot of people that is not included in this project.
I
So
agree. I
Okay,
agree.
okay, I will write an email. Email is better.
no. I create another WhatsApp group with Riccardo, me,
Marco
Marco,
Aravina.
Yolanda, Moapatra, and I think Suryabhati also, no?
Yes, yes.
Oh, and I think it's better. I create it now.
Because
That,
the two sub working group are working together now.
yes,
2 and 4,
yes.
yeah. We have to specify like sub work area 2 and 4, the new group that you are creating. Okay.
Okay. Another question is when you start with the analysis. Now you have the kit. So when
So,
you are ready to start.
yeah, yes. So, I am setting up a mini laboratory in my office itself.
Mhm.
Okay, the office you visited, I am setting there is a room I have already created. So the lab, the equipment is here in my office only, so that I can directly supervise. I am not sending these instruments to Jatani. I am keeping it here. Okay. So this week, what I have to do is I have to buy that cuvette, no, that pipette, right?
Okay.
That tip, all those things I have to buy, and I have to buy a refrigerator quickly also for this purpose. Because I never, I thought that I can bring the sample immediately, and on the same day I can do the test, because the test time is not much. But now I find that I have to bring the sample in a ice box, and also store some of the, these cuvettes or the ammonia in the refrigerator. So this will take 1 week.
Okay.
Then let's say today is 12th, maybe from 20th onwards, I will do the test weekly. I will collect samples each week. So each week I will collect samples from the places you mentioned,
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So what
Mhm.
I will do, I would measure the pH and DO in the Jatani laboratory, because if I transport, then values will be different.
Perfect.
But
Temperature, pH, and DO, I have to do it on site. And then rest of the test, I can do only do the nitrate, ammonia, and total phosphorus. Only these
Okay.
three. So I cannot do COD. I cannot do gel nitrogen.
I
And
think if you start with ammonia nitrogen, for us is perfect. So
yes,
this is our focus now,
yes.
yeah.
because
So
this is focus.
also,
But
What about
also,
ammonium you have at the end of the process? At the
so
end of the uh,
also, I will do COD test in that on-site laboratory. I will try to do in that on-site laboratory through titration method. So I will do the COD test. So this I can do.
okay.
okay. Another suggested about the sample. If it's possible to have to take a picture about the sample, the
Of the,
result of analysis and the sample.
yes, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
If it's
You mean
possible
to,
for us, is
uh,
better.
what What kind of photo you mean? You mean to store in a bottle and take the photo?
Yeah,
Or
like you
during some,
see, like you saw in our laboratory, 1, 2,
okay,
3,
okay,
8
okay,
each sample.
so that you can see the color.
Yeah.
You can see the color and all. Yes.
Yes, and and also about the plant, also the color of the sample, about the reaction, but about the water that you have, the picture of the water at the point 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and for the filtration, because Gianluca spoke about it, I think that it's possible that in the point number 1 and number 2, it is necessary. But if you have possible to sedimentation of the sample, I think that the supernatant is also the filtration. So if you don't have the filter to make a filtration, okay.
Oh, no, I didn't get your point.
You can put the sample into a IMOF cone, then you sampling the upper sample,
The supernatant
the
of the
supernatant.
water.
Okay.
You can
you mean
analyze
to
it.
say, you mean to
Okay.
say to take the sample in that imhob con and take the upper portion for testing.
Yeah.
Yes, about after 1 hour or 2 hour, if you don't mix the sample, the supernatant, I think that is haven't a solid suspended. Okay.
Yes.
It's also important that the time of analysis I explain me better. You have 24 hours to do the analysis. If you sampling your point 1 at 9 in 9 a.m., you must do the analysis before 24 hours.
Okay. 24 hour with the sampling test करें अपने sampling में. Okay. Yes.
And about the result, so we need the picture, the result, the hour of the sampling, and the hour of the analysis. So we have all the cycle about this kind of sample. Okay.
So what do you mean by picture of the result? So you mean to say to take the photograph of the spectrophotometer when it is displaying?
No. The picture is about the water, and
Okay, water.
the result of the analysis is a number,
Okay.
not
Okay.
only. No. Is no. It's only for the sample. We want
Okay.
to see the sample in the first step and the final step, because we don't see it. Okay.
Yes.
For us, also the analysis is to see a sample. For me, is important to have a sensation of the quality of the sample. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we can end this meeting and see you at 20. Before the end of the year, we can fix another meeting with
Yes. Yes.
one result of analysis.
Yes. Yes.
It's okay, Yolanda?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
We
perfect.
can meet before the end of the year because I'm sure by that time, Mr. Mohapatra has done like the first set of the samples, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. You're right.
Maybe you can also take a video.
Why not? Why not? Yes.
Yeah, because Nicoleta wants to see the color, huh?
Yeah. Hey, not only color. I will show
Me
you the
too. Me
laboratory here.
too.
Yeah.
I will show you. I will show you my
Eccolo,
laboratory here.
Riccardo.
I suggest take a video, yeah, plus the
I will.
photo that they
Yes.
want
Yes.
and the other information.
Yeah. Since we have a WhatsApp group, we can share the photo and video, everything.
Yeah,
We
Okay,
will take.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
perfect. So,
Okay.
have you a nice day and
Thank
see
you.
you
See you on.
on at the
25th.
end of the year. Okay. Bye. Bye
Okay.
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.
कौन सा सिटी एंड हो ना हाँ नालिटा सर नालिटा सर कॉल नहीं
ଆରେ କଣ ପୁରା ମତେ ପରୀକ୍ଷା କଲା ଭଳିଆ